there are times in history when ordinary people, common people, the shopkeeper, the bath attendant, and so forth, get involved in talking about serious issues of politics and religion and principle. And very often those are times when society is visibly changing and when people have the feeling that what they think matters and that they have to actually have a chance to have their ideas count and their ideas be enacted. And then there are other periods when the whole system operates to keep people passive and quiet. And, we give the orders and you take them. If you think about the first few centuries in the Greek-speaking part of the Roman Empire, I think you have a society in which Christianity has spread and become powerful to begin with because ordinary people were involved. The appeal was made to them. Stop worshiping these Roman gods that aren't gods at all. Start thinking about the one God and start thinking about what it means to be a monotheist and start thinking about your code of behavior compared with the way people are behaving and going to the gladiatorial fights or doing whatever else they're doing in Roman Empire. How do you want to live? So the appeal was to the people, and it was not accompanied by any kind of democratic theorizing. I'm not saying this was democratic in a formal modern sense, but it was democratic in the sense that these are the people who are going to make the decision. What was the religion of the Roman Empire going to be? What corrupts that, or where that kind of stops happening, people stop talking about important things, is partly when a system gets erected that's hierarchical and everybody is taught to respect the authorities or else beware because the authorities will punish you. And degrees of authority are created and degrees of authority are recognized. I mean, in other words, the early Christian period is also the period in which Roman authority is breaking down. And finally, St. Augustine writes The City of God basically to say there's going to be a new authority system somehow or other created, but the old one is dead. The old one is dying. Maybe sometimes I think we're entering into that kind of period now. That is to say, there's a sense out there that the old norms aren't holding anymore. The old socio-political norms especially aren't holding. Folks that don't have respect for authority just because people say I'm the authority. That could be very healthy. I think it's dangerous too, but it could be very healthy. But I'll tell you something that I think you might find interesting. I've been speaking about this subject, about this book, in churches and some synagogues as well, and even a mosque or two for years. And every time I go into a church that's officially Trinitarian, people come up after I talk, and I'm very careful not to declare myself as either a Trinitarian or an anti-Trinitarian. But people come up and talk, and these are folks who are supposed to be Trinitarian, and they come up and they say, I've always wondered about this, or I always have questions about this, or I recited the Nicene Creed every Sunday for the last X number of years, and I never knew what it meant anyway. That there's a lot of questioning about these issues, and people are maybe discouraged from expressing themselves. I think maybe, you would ask yourself, well, why do people go to church? What are they hoping to find there? And if what they're hoping to find is some kind of comforting security, some kind of continuity, something that doesn't change, something that doesn't challenge them, that maybe that's part of the issue. They don't go to church to have new issues raised that some people might find uncomfortable or challenging. But then again, there are all sorts of churches, and I know there are some where people do. They come to church or a synagogue or a mosque because they want to be challenged to think. I find it especially interesting to be talking to Christians because people have such intense feelings about Jesus. They want to have a personal relationship. Many of them want to see Jesus as an example, as somebody that they would like to be more like. So it's not a question that just goes away.